Hey, hi and hello guys, welcome to our Uipath Impulse channel. Hope you guys are doing good. And today we are going to see how we can filter the data using LinQ concepts. Okay, let's get started. Before move on to coding, let's see what we are going to achieve today. So this is our input file. In this input file, we are going to filter the data row which has a status of completed. Okay, so if you see in this input file, you can see there are 4 data rows which has a status of completed. Okay, now let's run this code and let's see what is an output. Okay, so we need to close this Excel sheet. Let's save and run this file again. Okay, now you can see the WIID and the status is completed. So as you know, there are 4 data rows which has a status completed and it is displayed over here. So it was good. Now let's see how we can achieve this. Let's create a new sequence and rename this file as filtering the data using LinQ concepts. Okay, hit on create, and this is our input Excel file. It is in the CSV format. So let's use read CSV activity. Let's locate this file name. Let's create a data table variable dt extracted data table. Okay, and now we are going to use a assign activity. Let's drag and drop this assign activity. What we are going to do is we are going to filter the collection, and filtering that collection, the output will be the list which has a status of completed. To store these collection, let's create a variable over here. Let's write the LinQ query here. The data source will be dt extracted data table dot as enumerable. So whenever you write a LinQ query, we need to use the as enumerable. Now few people will wonder what is as enumerable. Now let's give a quick explanation of what is as enumerable. Okay, so this is LinQ query on collections that LinQ query works on the collection that implements IEnumerable. So now consider IEnumerable as enumerable, which we mentioned in this Uipath Studio. Okay, in the first point, IEnumerables provides methods to loop over the collection. So this is more important. It is saying that it provides the method where it loops over the collection. They also given the example, when you use for each, you are indirectly using IEnumerable to iterate the collection. So usually in for each, we are iterating the collection, right? So they are saying that we are indirectly using IEnumerable over here. So in simple words, just remember IEnumerable means iterating over the collection or looping over the collection. Okay, so here as enumerable means it is iterating over the collection, and our collection is data table. Okay, now what we are going to achieve today is we are going to filter, right? So let's open this input file. We are going to filter the data row which has a status of completed. Okay, so in the LinQ concepts, to filter we use a where function, open braces, function row dot. So we need to remember the query syntax. So initially it looks odd, but if we keep on working with LinQ concepts with various operation, it will looks more familiar. So now we are going to mention the field which we are going to filter. So what is a field? So this is this column we are going to filter, right? And this column contains a variable data type as string type. So let's mention of string. And what is the column name? Our column name will be this status. Let's copy this column name. Okay, so far we have mentioned the column name which we need to filter, and now what we need to filter, which we need to filter where the data row contains the status completed, right? So we are going to use a quantifiers of contains. We are going to mention the value. Our value is completed. Copy completed and paste it over here. Now let's close the braces, and this is going to return a list. Okay, now you can see there is a error over here. Let's see what is an error. It is saying that the value of time system.collections.generic.list of system.data.data row cannot be converted to a string. So it means we need to change our variable data type to the collections of list. So we can also take this as a reference. Go to a variables data type, a list completed variable, go to browse for type, system dot collections dot generic dot list, and now we are going to mention the type. So it is going to return the data row, right? So hit on OK. So once you've done that, our error has disappeared, and now we are going to use a for each activity to display the values. Our input here will be the collections, which is list completed, and it is important to mention the type argument in the properties of for each. Our type will be system.data.data row because it is going to return the list of data row collections, right? So this item is referred to as data row. Now let's use a message box. So if I simply mentioned here as item, it displays a value as data row. Let's check that. Save this file. and run this. Okay, now you can see it is showing system.data.data row. But what we need is, we need to display the values. To display the values of the data row, we need to mention the field, which field we need to display. Now open the input sheet. So we need to display the status field, right? Here what we mention field is column, and the data type is of string type. So if it is a string type, mention it as of string. Within the double quotes, mention the status. Okay, now let's do like this. We'll do a simple string manipulation plus let me also display the WIID item dot field of string and mention the column name which we need to display it. In the message box, I need to display this WIID within the double quotes, mention it, and let me also, and the status is this thing. Okay, let's hit on save. Before that, let's close this input Excel sheet, hit on save and run this file. Let's see what is an output. So you can see here WIID and the status is completed. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So as we know, in our input Excel sheet we have 4 things. Let's also display it in the log message. Choose the level as info. Copy this and give the space over here. Okay, now let's rerun this file, hit on save and run this file. Okay, now you can see WIID and the status is completed. Okay, if you see in the log message, there is four items displayed. And in our input Excel sheet, the 4th thing is the 4 data row which has a status completed. Now you will ask me why we need to use a for each to loop into the collection. So in case if we need to work with input as a 100k items, 50k items, or 10,000, the data source which has a row collections of 10,000, using a for each loop will make the process delay and the process execution will be very slow. In that case, we can use a LinQ concepts, where the LinQ concepts can able to make a multiple operations with collections and database and list and dictionaries. So this is why we use a list over here. So I hope you guys find this video useful. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you so much. If you have any doubts, please do comment below. Please do like and share this video. Until that, bye bye, take care. I will meet you in next exciting video. Bye bye.